Y'all want to know what I think the biggest problem with our culture is today?
Take responsibility.
I take responsibility.
I will no longer allow an unchecked moment.
I will no longer throw away the African American part of the Oreo cookie just to get to the creamy white middle.
I will hire more black hookers.
It's the fact that everyone thinks that they're right all the time. Me included. Nobody really wants to take a step back and say, hey, let's look at this objectively.
I take responsibility.
I take responsibility.
I can't do this.
Black people are being slaughtered in the streets, killed in their own homes. These are our brothers and sisters,
our friends, our family. We are done watching them die.
How do you define a white liberal?
Well, they're the most racist people there are because, they put you in a little category, a little box. You have to think this way. How could you dare come off the plantation?
Everyone just has everything figured out. And they don't need to think. They don't need to try looking at something from a different point of view or perspective. It's just whatever's on the news and they read, you believe it. As if it's truth. As if the internet is God and we're all subjects to its order.
And the president tried to tweet from other campaign and staff accounts, triggering a game of whack-a-mole, with Twitter quickly taking down his posts. Many platforms have banned or restricted the president's accounts, including Facebook and Instagram, where he's blocked indefinitely and for at least the next 2 weeks.
It's a sad day when big tech has more power than big government, that they can censor the president of the United States.
There are two really important things to remember about the First Amendment protection of free speech. The primary reason to have freedom of speech is to allow for public criticism of the stupid government. Stupid government. That's the sort of thing that can land you in jail in countries that don't have strong free speech protections. Or should I say, you would be Putin jail. Don't put me in jail. Oh, that's right, I'm in the US, it doesn't matter.
Well, me personally, guys, I don't like that. I don't give a shit about the internet. I hate the internet. I love it, but I also hate it because it's more bad than good. I mean, think about it. You got pornos. You got disgusting, gross videos of all sorts of types that I don't even want to talk about.
It's a real honor, Mr. Vice President. Now, why don't you grab a foot, and you and Jeff try to split me in two, okay?
Let me just slide in here if I could. Oh, nature finds its way. Yes, 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 yes.
New rule. Next time, put lube on...
Got beheadings and shit. It's a bunch of crap. I've seen stuff on the internet that I don't think anyone should see.
I wish come true. I'm just gonna keep on waiting. Woo, woo, woo.
Put it away. Put it out.
Oh shit. What you guys doing?
What's up, man?
Pass that blunt.
Just
pass the blunt.
Pass it to.
Oh my god. What? Ooh, this is gas. You got the gas. You got more of this inside.
Talking that shit off of my blink. Shoot his ass up. I'm with the shits. His ass a bitch. I keep a blink. Yeah.
I could name several websites right now. I just don't even want to spread that information. I just think it's really friggin' awkward, Because now, as a conservative dude, I'm like, well, I feel like I'm not being represented in my government.
No, you're a bad dude. Remind me of Corn Pop. Got a razor blade in his shoe. Was it? Not Corn Pop, Frankenberry. If it soaks up all the milk.
What are you talking about?
My political views are looked at as radical and must be stopped. Ich muss stoppen. Ich muss stoppen. This is the bottom line, guys. I hope that, over these next few years that Sleepy Joe will really try to unite the red and blue, but I don't think he will.
To work
worthy candidates, two different sides of the coin, one Dundon.
I think it's going to be more division. I think they're going to do everything in their power to get conservative views out of the mainstream and into the dark where they want it to belong. Because the true traditional conservative Republican is a person who wants a small government rule, a small government arm, and more independent citizens who can take after themselves without the help of a stimulus, you know.
Theo blocking power! Pokemon.
Which is great, especially in this time where we need a functioning society to help our economy grow, you know, so it can all be turned back around into our stocks and into our businesses. You know, and I don't know economics as much as the next guy, but all I'm saying is that that's just my point of view on how I think America should run under strong, powerful leadership and a leader who wants to put America first. I think that's a very important thing to do, and now I feel like that idea is looked at as like xenophobic or something like that, which is so wrong. You know, you can't think that because you want America to win that you are making everyone else want to lose. It's not the point. It's that there will always in this life be a first, second, and third place, and so on and so forth. So you want to make sure you win, right? Because if you don't, you lost, and then you're at the you have to listen to whoever wins, to live your life, because that's who's in power. So that's, I think, the goal of the current state of America. I think they want to create a superpower with foreign nations to have a greater power and a greater hold on society, so they can have more control. Which seems like a good idea, from the outside, but I think that individuals in America need to have their say fairly, I don't truly think that the election was without voter fraud. I think should go without saying, right? Because every election has a bit of fraud in it. I just think that if the cases were heard, then we might be seeing things differently this time. But then that makes me think, what if Trump didn't do enough? What if Trump isn't the guy? What if I was just led astray? Fudge. But then I go back.
I go back to December all the time.
And I think, well, I was supporting Biden at one point.
I take responsibility.
But then I thought, hey, was Biden really the guy? Is he really the guy? Is Trump really that bad?
We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community. I would love to see
Take a look at my record, man. I extended the voting rights 25 years. I have a record that is second to none. The NAACP has endorsed me every time I've run. Come on. Take a look at the record.
And then I came to the realization that, well, this is what I truly believe, is that Trump's the good guy and Biden's the bad guy. That's where I am right now. But a lot of people are in this state of mind where they're saying F Trump, F Trump, F Trump.
But just 2 weeks ago, he did incite an erection on the Capitol.
We're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women, because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength, and you have to be strong.
An erection on the Capitol.
Sorry, I've got penises on the brain.
And they're never going to consider, hey, what if I'm wrong? Because they're being brainwashed by Twitter. I truly believe that. I really think Twitter and Facebook and all social media is some sort of brainwashing technique that they're experimenting with, and that it works totally because these people are so on fire about politics all of a sudden. Oh, I care about the black people. Oh, come on, let's save the transgenders. Come on.
Because black people are just as fat as white girls. Same as transgenders.
You don't give a shit about anyone but yourself. Be honest. Don't lie. Just don't lie. All I ask is that you guys tell the truth. And if you like what I'm saying, make sure you subscribe, because I'm going to be telling a lot more of the truth. That's my freaking New Year's resolution. So suck on that. Have a good day.